Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 176, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers that like to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Sundays and release it on all podcast services each of the beginning of the week, like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any of the podcast services, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davies Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh, I'm back from Georgia. Hello. I know you guys missed me. It's cool. I missed you too. It was good. I needed a break, but we got back a couple days ago. I don't know when we got back. And I've basically just been in bed doing diamond paintings because we came back and I woke up the next morning. My feet were so swollen. I was like, oh, snap. What's going on? And I can't sleep. I can fall asleep at like 5, 6 a.m., but I can't. And it's not like I'm taking naps. I just can't fall asleep. So I'm trying to get my schedule back on. But I had a good vacation. It was lovely. It was kind of a mini vacation because family was involved. But yeah, I was essentially in the forest for 7 days, and it was cool. Got to ride on a train, got to go on some hikes. I stained my brand new shirt. It was delightful.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you're telling me how much of a good time you had.
It was fun.
How long were you there for?
About a week. Definitely want like a 2-week to a beach vacation here soon.
Yeah, that's good. Well, hey, you definitely well deserve it and a good vacation to go off. But hey, Lex.
Yeah.
You're the person who is actually trying to channel the Geordie LaForge in him?
I
do. It's the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's going on, my dude? Y'all totally broke. I'm totally broke both.
I wish I wasn't like, Bob Button.
What did he say? I can't stop laughing. For those of you listening and not watching, Smitty put on a visor. Which is not a Geordie LaForge face.
This Cyclops. Yeah. You know what's funny? I gave him those glasses.
He did.
I gave him those glasses.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Yo, what's going on?
How dare you take the LaForge name in vain?
Oh,
yo, things have been going well. I'm actually like right at the end of Jedi Survivor. I'm about to beat Jedi Survivor. It's been fantastic. I am absolutely loving that game. I saw you just started here this week, Davis. So enjoy that ride. I'm just kind of grinding through so I can start picking up Tears of the Kingdom. Go back, finish Ragnarok. You know what I mean? Like I got games I got to go back, and I know don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. You know, but overall it's been chill. We celebrated my daughter's birthday. It was her 9th birthday yesterday. So that was awesome. Water park all day. I am still feeling every bit of that today. My body is broken, but it was a fun time.
You went to the water park?
Yeah. I didn't even know you guys were back in town. Shut up.
Oh wow!
Yeah, no. Overall, it's been, you know, we got the long weekend as well. The kids are out of school now, too, so we're just kind of settling in, getting into the groove of summer and whatnot. But overall, it's been solid. Again, I'm glad. I'm loving Jedi Survivor, and I'm excited to finish it up here.
Yeah, I mean that's good, dude. Like, yeah, Jedi Survivor. Right now, so far from when I played, I've been having a good time. It's just more the way I look at it. It's more of from the first one. So far, I've just now. I'm only just past the first planet, so I'm still pretty early in. And yeah,
there's
but I've been
planets.
Yeah. I don't know how many planets, but they are. I know that they have. I mean, if it's like the first one, they're gonna be planet hopping. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So it's
Star Wars, who wouldn't know?
Yeah,
no, it's good. Those are the they were both. The Fallen Order was great. I'm really digging this one as well. So they did a great job, and I think you're gonna like it, Davis. I'm pretty sure of that. But I'm digging the story's great on it, the mechanics, everything. I'm trying to make sure that I don't say anything crazy because I know that I'm much further away. But yeah, I'm really loving it, and I should finish that up here today. So I'm really pumped to start Tears of the Kingdom is my next big one. So overall, yeah, and we got Annie and the AI in as well. We interviewed gosh, I'm totally spacing on his name, Fuchs. Johnny Fuchs, who is the founder of No Sleep Games, who they put together Annie and the AI. So we had a lot of fun with that. Did a nice chill stream on Thursday, starting that out and whatnot. Our friend Katie Bentz she's voicing Annie in that, so it's always nice having that. So overall, it's been solid. What about you, brother? How's your week, man?
Well, it was going good until like really, I mean, like I was on a roll, dude. Like finished Final Fantasy 13 on Sunday last week. Like it was like after the stream yesterday, last week. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just see if I can finish it. And I did. And it took me about 3 hours, but I finally beat that thing. Then the second I finished it, I uninstalled it out of my computer. So I don't ever have to ever worry about it ever again. Yes. And then started Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Hopefully finish. If I do, I think I can finish Jedi Survivor this week if I do the grind seriously. So I can get ready for Street Fighter at the end of the week, and then at the yesterday I finished an RPG I've been playing for about a year and a half, but I've been kind of going back and forth on it. So just finished Trails of Cold Steel 3, so I can play Trails of Cold Steel 4 in June in the background when I just actually no, I'm actually debating to actually stream that one because I've been having a great time with that game. But I decided, this is a good series. I don't know why I'm not streaming it. So we'll see on that one. But then I'm also debating this because so Street Fighter 6 comes out on Friday. I have a chance to go to DreamHack Dallas is going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And my original plan was I was going to go do DreamHack on Friday. Then there's an anime convention called A-Kon that they also invited me to cover on Saturday. So I was going to do DreamHack Friday, then A-Kon Saturday, and then I was going to go and do the show, do the podcast for next Sunday. But then I was like, I really want to play Street Fighter. I may want to call Hooky on DreamHack. I don't really want to go. I really don't know if I want to go. It's like, so I'm debating it. So I'm just trying to see if I can wiggle my way out of DreamHack itself. And so it's very very interesting where I'm at right now. But it's nice decisions and opinions and stuff. And also, I just want to say too, I want to give my support and shout outs to one of my friends who. Kind of in the downside because I was really busy, but something happened today that kind of got me in a little nostalgic mood, and decided I just want to give my thoughts and prayers to him and his family because of a car accident that happened earlier today. So my thoughts and prayers out to him, and definitely hang in there. So sending you good vibes, man. Yeah, sending good vibes. Yeah, so. But anyway, I know we'll get that on the downside, but let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses the topic of discussion through the previous week. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry, and we do not want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners on YouTube, listeners and viewers on YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick, on Facebook, on so many different platforms to be a part of the conversation. So so you can just type inside the chat in any of those. We will love to discuss it with you, and we would have a nice, great old conversation as always. So, anyways, let's get this party started. So, Smitty, what are you bringing to the table?
You know what it is? Nah. So this week,
so deaf.
This week we got, I believe it was Wednesday. We got it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. We got the Sony PlayStation Showcase. This is kind of kicking off the start of Summer Game Fest. I believe Summer Game Fest starts next week. We'll be getting more showcases, more things like that. So this is obviously a big one, them not officially being a part of E3 and all that stuff. Out the gate, I wanted to say I did appreciate the fact that there wasn't a lot of fluff. Jim Ryan came on, announced it, they got into the game trailers. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad that a lot more people are going more towards this, you know, not putting all this extra stuff in and just giving people gameplay or at least games. We didn't get too much gameplay. I felt like it definitely leaned more towards game footage as opposed to gameplay, but I thought that there was a lot of good stuff that we were able to see during this. I did write down some of my favorites that I saw, and I just kind of want to go through real quick. We saw this game called Immortals Avium. I'm not 100% sure if that is based off of anything else or if that's a new IP.
It's a new IP.
It is a new IP. Okay, so we at least got one that there. There was Ghost Runner 2. One of the big ones that really stuck out to me was Phantom Blade Zero. I don't know where this game came from, but it looked freaking amazing. The swordplay looked amazing. If you like Sekiro, if you like Ghost of Tsushima, this definitely looks like a game that you're going to be interested in. And I haven't even played either one of those games, but the gameplay on it looked. No, dude, I totally have it, and I have not played it. I haven't touched it. It's on the list. We got one. I like to say that Square it's kind of like a direct competitor to Splatoon, but they showed off Foam Stars, which, you know, I was looking at the trailer and I was like, man, that kind of looks like
Splatoon.
Splatoon, yeah. So like, there's no other way that I could say it other than them putting together something that is directly going to go against that as well. I can't remember the name of what this game is called that's showing on Sword of the Sea. That looked really gorgeous as well. That was one that is from the creators of Journey and Abzu. So if you played those games, very the music is interesting, how the music really plays into the gameplay. Fabulous stories, so that is dope. One of the big ones, or one of the big reveals, at least for me, was the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater remake. Like, my jaw literally dropped. I was not, you know, I remember hearing rumblings about that, but I didn't know that we'd actually, like, there and again, it was literally a cinematic trailer. You know, this game Neva, that looked gorgeous. Like, literally, I almost teared up watching that one. This one here, was
that the one about the wolf or whatever? Like,
yeah, the wolf antler thing, and like the art was real interesting. The music seemed gorgeous. Like, I was like, oh, that's for sure. There's Foam Stars right here. So like, this totally is just basically Splatoon. I think there's obviously other variations to the game, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a Splatoon. This was another one, the Plucky Squire. I thought this was really cool. It's a 2D game that also then goes into 3D as well. Looked really great. Obviously, and Lex is going to talk about this a little later. We got a cinematic trailer for Alan Wake 2 that is coming. We got a release date on that. She'll go into details in terms of that. Dragon Dogma 1 and 2 I heard was good. Towers of Azkaban or whatever it was called looked clean. We got more on Final Fantasy 16. There was something about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you about that.
Help Wanted to. Yeah,
Help Wanted to. Yes. That's coming out late 2023. We got something from Bungie as well in Marathon, which is their 1994 first-person shooter that was on the Mac. They are reviving that, and they've definitely dug into the archives on a project that means something to them. Yeah, I know, which also makes sense from a Destiny standpoint, why we don't get much, or where we really haven't gotten much in terms of their PvP and changes. I think their PvP team is probably working on Marathon. Which would be their standalone, because there's not going to be any story to it. It is literally just a PvP what seems like an extraction type of game.
Interesting. I didn't even know about that. I had no idea about the history of Bungie. I didn't know Bungie was that old, to be honest.
Dude, Bungie's been around for a grip, man. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
This was before, well before the Halo stuff and all that. One of the big ones that was huge to me was the fact that we got a Final Shape, Destiny 2 Final Shape trailer as well. They're for basically in August, they're going to be doing a showcase for the Final Shape, which is the last iteration within the Dark and Light saga. So this will be the culmination of the last 10 years in the story. Excuse me. So that was absolutely huge, and I'm not going to spoil it for those that didn't see it. There's huge implications and spoilers within that, but we have somebody that is returning, and we have no idea what the hell's going on. So I am so freaking pumped for that. And then the PSVR 2 titles, I thought they were going to lean heavier into the PSVR 2 titles, and there was actually some solid stuff that they showed. There was one that really stood out to me. I can't remember the name of it. I don't think I wrote it down. But there was one that like you go in the mind. No, you go in the mind of somebody else, and like you're trying to battle through their security system within their mind. Really, really interesting concept.
I don't know. I think they did a horrible job on highlighting the games that are coming out on the PSVR 2, especially since how expensive that system is, more expensive than the PlayStation 5. And
dude, I was gonna say, I thought for sure we were gonna get some sort of price drop. Maybe that comes in the holiday season though. Yeah, but there's no way I can see this thing. I know, dude, but like I can't imagine the sales are stellar on that, because I mean, again, you're talking about investing. If you have nothing, you have to invest $1,000, over $1,000 to get a PS5 and then a PSVR 2. We're not talking about any kind of games or anything like that. Like that's a steep price for people to pay when you can easily just go to Quest 2 for a couple $100 less, and you're not stuck to this proprietary system within the Sony ecosystem.
Yeah,
and it looks
doesn't make sense.
It looks like Help Wanted is also VR2.
Help Wanted is?
Help Wanted 1 is, but Help Wanted 2
no,
is?
2. It says PlayStation VR at the top.
Because this is on the VR2 stuff. This is the game I was talking about here.
Oh, Crossfire?
Is that what this is?
Uh-huh. I think.
Well, Help Wanted 2 is not... I don't think Help Wanted 2 is a PlayStation exclusive, though. Because keep in mind, not all those games are going to... So I don't think all those games are exclusive to the system that they announced. Because
No, I don't mean the games. I mean
I'm saying that
the
like
system in itself. Oh
no, I'm saying like Help Wanted 2 is not going to be stuck on PlayStation VR 2 only. Like
none of the VR2 titles had any. I don't think any of them were
like Sony owned.
First. Yeah. Which is, I think it was all third party stuff. That was one thing I felt was a little lacking in this, was that we didn't get really enough of their first party games. Other than, I mean, the big reveal with Spider-Man and being able to see Spider-Man 2, which looks absolutely amazing. If you had any doubt about even thinking about not getting it, like that should have been like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up because this looks dope. And it is dope.
So it does look like, though the original Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted was available on multiple VR systems, it appears that Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 will be launching exclusively on the PSVR 2. So now I have to.
Oh man,
that's big move. PSVR.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
It really is a bold move. Oh my god, they're doing what they can to drive the sales on that system. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then they announced the handheld, which why I don't understand it. I don't even know. Like again, we don't have all the information, but like if this thing can't, if you can't use it outside of your home network, what's the point? I've got a phone. Yeah, I've got a PC. I've got enough things to be able to use remote play. Why do I need a specific one for PlayStation? What more does it do outside of any other device that has the internet that can also tap into the remote play? Yeah. It just didn't make sense to me. And then of course they threw the earbuds. Like I don't care. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like, why
Well,
is this
that
even
was
a
not
thing?
meant for you. The earbuds are not meant for you, but I think having earbuds instead of headphones is a good idea. I mean, like a person like with Lex doesn't like the headphones itself. There's probably people the same way, you know.
Same. Well,
So,
I know
like-
there's a lot of people that don't.
I'm sensitive with earbuds though. Like this thing goes around my entire head
Mhm.
and it kind of just rests like eyeglasses but backwards.
Yeah.
I can't stick most earbuds in my ear. They don't fit. We ran into that issue on the plane. I fell asleep watching a movie with dust and my earbud fell out
Popped
and
out.
rolled behind my seat. So I had
Dude.
to ask the guy behind me to get it. But earbuds just don't fit. Like he sat there trying to shove it in my ear for like a good 2 minutes.
Yeah. So
They
I
just
mean,
don't fit.
yeah.
I got like tiny little canals or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's just not like
Yeah, I don't like
it's
earbuds
just-
either. Like they
I don't
just
like- I'm not a
never
big fan
like
of
I think I have
earbuds
weird like maybe one ear is smaller than the other or something. Like
Yeah.
they
don't
never
fit.
sit comfortably in.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They hurt.
exactly.
Well, and when
So
they cut the strings, I was like, well, I'm gonna lose those. Never mind.
Did you see
So
the
I-
accessibility? Yeah. Did you also see the accessibility controller that they're also releasing too? Looks weird.
yes,
Like
it does look weird.
Yeah, it looks really. I mean, like it looks like
Well-
it looks like a Simon. Looks like Simon with a joystick on the side of it. It's really very
Yeah.
odd. Yeah, very
It
odd.
does look. It does look. Yeah, it does look odd. But that's huge that they at least have
Fine.
something. I can't. It's hard for me to believe that they haven't had an accessibility controller until this thing. That seems crazy to me.
It's
that
weird that
wouldn't-
they waited. Like, I mean, when did Xbox announce their accessibility? Like this thing, like
Dude,
for
that's
Xbox
years
like,
ago, right?
Like years ago, right?
Yeah.
And they're just now doing it, which is really weird. So, I mean, yeah, I think the showcase was. I mean, I don't think it was a good showcase overall. I mean, I wasn't really having any full expectations from it per se, but like, I think you hit the nail on the head itself that they didn't have a lot of exclusives. If at best, maybe they only had the one exclusive on
Immortals
it. And that was,
Avium, right? Well,
that's not even an exclusive. That's the EA original. So that's
oh,
yeah.
never
So
mind.
I was talking about Spider-Man 2 at the end. All the other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all the other stuff, as far as we know, like until like maybe Five Nights at Freddy Help Wanted 2, apparently, and stuff. But like the maybe Helldivers 2. I think Helldivers 2 is also PS5 exclusive. Oh, you know what?
Because I remember Helldivers was definitely on PS Plus. I think I never actually played it, but I remember. I swear I had it.
Oh, actually, you know what? I made notes too, and I'm seeing it. Okay, so right now it's PS5 exclusive. Going to be Metal Gear Solid Delta is PS5 exclusive. Phantom Blade is also PS5. Phantom Blade Zero's PS5 exclusive.
Okay, that makes sense.
Ghost Runner 2 is also PS5 exclusive. Giant Squid Studios Sword of the Sea is also PS5 exclusive.
Oh, it was originally a Helldivers. Helldivers was originally a PC release.
Yeah, but it's all it's the only console. Well, yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be between the PS5 and PC again, but we're not going to see it on the Xbox. Anything else? Grand Blue Relink is also going to be a PS5 exclusive. PS5, PS2 exclusive, and I think that was it. So I mean,
you just say PS5, PS2?
No, PS4. Sorry, did I say PS2?
Oh,
I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't even know. If it is, I'll be like, we're going old school.
I was like, excuse me?
We're going to go with
Yes,
the
sir.
latest graphics with 128-bit graphics. That's what we're gonna do. See if we can do it. You know, try to get our gaming on that way. But no, it's so it's a very I would say it was a lackluster thing. I guess the biggest shock reveal is Metal Gear Solid, which I don't know what to expect in that game. And because dude, Konami's been out of the game for a good while, and now you're saying, okay, we're going to bring them. They're going to make a remake of a game, a remake of a classic like this, and then let alone they're claiming it's going to come out in 2023. That's in 6 months. Like it's like late 2023. I was like, I don't even know what to expect or what to believe in. Like and then when you're going to be doing what you're doing with the deal, which makes me even more annoyed that the classic collection that they're releasing for the PlayStation 5, because it's going to come out around the same time where you can get Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, the original 1, 2, and 3 on PlayStation, like is a ripoff. in my opinion, because like you remember the Legacy Collection that came out originally before that had all of them, and
Right.
it's like, and you're gonna sell all of this stuff. So
Didn't they pull it?
yeah, and then I don't know if they pulled it or not, but I know maybe it's console locked because I believe it only came out on the PS3. I don't know if it came out on PS4. No, did it come out on PS4? I don't know. I gotta take a look at it. But yeah, it's very weird. So I don't know what to expect on that. Dragon's Dogma 2 looks tight. I can't wait till that comes out with from Capcom. But for the most part, it was okay. I mean, I guess it wasn't like nothing. I wasn't expecting much anyways. But I guess the big thing I wanted to see was Spider-Man 2. At least they showed the gameplay of Spider-Man 2, and we have an idea of what to expect out of it. I'm perfectly fine if Spider-Man 2 is more Spider-Man is the other Spider-Mans, except probably in Lex's case, less photos.
Please, for the love of God, I hate taking photos in games. Oh my God.
Did you? I mean, like, what if you could take photos, but you don't have to take photos? That should be fine, right? That's a compromise, right?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, see, fair enough.
I could do that.
Yeah, because I mean, I know there was a mission where you had to take photos in the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on it. It makes me angry.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get past it. I
didn't finish it?
No, I threw my controller and I turned off the PlayStation. I don't even know if I saved. I was pissed.
You just didn't even take a while. Jesus.
I was mad. Because it was like, you can take photos, but it's not mandatory. And I was like, cool, I'm going to miss out on an achievement, but whatever, it's fine. And then, no, I wasn't trying to get all the, originally I was. And then when it said that and that I would miss out on the achievement, I was like, whatever, it's fine. I'll just miss out on it. And then the mission came up where I had to take photos. I'm like, excuse me? And it gives you like kind of like GPS directioning to like find these things, but I can't seem to find the last one. And like I take what I think is the last photo and it's like, you're not done. Go back to the street and now you have to swing all the way across town. And then I take a photo and it's like, this wasn't it, you stupid idiot. Now go back where you were. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Hello? Like,
man.
I need a talking GPS accessibility program. Someone please program that for me, because
we don't want any more AI doing any more crazier things for us humans here. Okay, just say
it. Stop it.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what
I was fine with it. I know there's a lot of people that will complain about it and whatever. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
You know, it did its purpose. It got, you know, more importantly, and I know that there wasn't a lot of like concrete dates, and I'm okay with that. You know, I feel like a lot of these companies are putting themselves into a hard spot by calling out a date when, you know, they're not even close to, you know, it being ready, Gollum. And, you know, it's no good. It's no good for the developers. It's no good for the consumers. It's just no good. So I'm okay with them even throwing out a loose, you know, 2024, end of 2023. You know, there's no reason to give hard times if you're not absolutely 100% sure that game is coming out then. Now, there were some announcements that did have hard dates. So we'll see, you know, how that plays out and if there's any kind of delays in those, or if their development is really where they say they're at. But hopefully they're starting to learn their lessons on this stuff, and they're kind of tempering these expectations a little bit from people.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like you said, it is what it is. I wasn't disappointed, but yeah, I wasn't really like out of my seat kind of situation with any of these. So, the big thing is, yeah, we gotta just wait. We'll wait and see. Wait patiently, and then come out. I kind of just wanting to wait to see what Microsoft is going to be bringing. I believe theirs is going to be June 11th. So we'll see how good it goes. What were we going to say, Lex? I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
I like Neva looks great. I just almost cried. I don't know what happened, but I looked and all of a sudden my cute little antler thing was on the ground and it looks like it's dead and I'm upset about it. Neva looks fantastic. I am a little confused by their accessibility controllers. I don't know if I like them or if I hate them. It looks like you can play with your hands flat, which could be cool, and you can also obviously use your feet, but I want to know what their thoughts were when they made that, because I have like mock-ups of like accessibility controllers that I would love to create, and they're a lot easier than what that is.
You actually see a picture of it? Yeah,
I've seen it. I googled it. I was like, accessibility controller. Hold up, disabled girl here. Let me. And I was like, maybe finally I can play PS games and I can get myself a PlayStation. And I looked at the controller. I was like, I'm gonna need like a little board on my lap to play.
Give me a context of what it is. Yeah, because I think that's what it is. Like, I don't think that they haven't
someone using them.
They haven't given a lot of any information. Yeah.
Right.
We haven't seen any like use case.
No.
Like, you know,
the most annoying thing about it is that Able Gamers was a part of this
for sure.
construction for it, but you're right. I think someone needs to show like an example of this thing to be in action for it
right,
because like right now I don't see it. It looks weird.
Well, and my thought was, if someone is, let's say they are a double amputee, they don't have arms and they are using their legs, that is highly plausible. There are people out there that need a controller for their feet. The Xbox controller is just like perfect. This there's two controllers, so unless you have really long toes, you cannot use the joystick to move your character around to then press the buttons at the same time for a fight scene, unless you're pushing your other foot over to also press those buttons and then going back and forth. That just seems like it just wouldn't work well. And with timing and when you're in fights and things like that, you have to be like really on the money. And if you're worrying about putting one foot back and forth, I don't see how that. I really want to see someone use it in multiple ways. Like, what were your thoughts? How do you expect people to use this? I need to know, because if I have to train my cat to press the buttons, I need to know now so I can go buy some cat treats, you know?
That would be
I have a feeling like the joystick unscrews or something like that. I feel like too. I think there's just a bunch of features that we don't. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Storage is on the consumer.
I'm extra gassy tonight. I keep falling to the left. Where do you want me to?
It took a shocking turn.
I know, right?
Sorry.
Oh my god, that's freaking hilarious.
My bad.
All right, Lex.
Yes.
What do you bring into the table? What do you got?
Alan Wake 2. So Smitty kind of touched on it, and I'm really stoked for it. I was not expecting. So when he said it, I was like, yes. And I had imagined what the second trailer, or the trailer for the second game would look like. I didn't see this in that future memory brain little example I'd created for myself. So if you don't know, they're making a sequel to Alan Wake 2, which was a 2010 game that was on the PlayStation. It is fantastic, by the way, if you haven't played it. It is also available on Steam now. So it's interesting because the article I'm reading, they're essentially describing the first game as not a horror game, which I disagree with. They were also saying that this one is going to delve deeper into being more story-based, which then also I was like, the first one is story-based. What are you talking about? So essentially they're saying they created a new protagonist.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a story game. So what was I playing? They're creating a new protagonist to take that very seriously. So even though it's called Alan Wake 2, this is just as much a Saga Anderson, who is the FBI agent that you play. So you go back and forth between Saga and Alan. Saga is in the city Bright Falls. I couldn't think of the ending of that. So she's in Bright Falls. And so you switch between the two. She's in Bright Falls, and then Alan is in the dark dimension that is connected it. So it's Bright Falls, but it's, you poke the hole in the paper. He's on the other side. So it seems that they're going to work together in tandem. So she's finding the hints and the clues, and he's essentially going along for the ride and narrating. So it's interesting because, again, they said that the first one wasn't as story driven, and bringing her in made it more of a horror story driven game, which again, I disagree with. The first one was absolutely great. It was story focused, and it was on the horror genre. It was terrifying at times. So a big part of the ambition for Alan Wake was that we should be more driven on a story focused experience than we ever have been before. You guys did great the first time. Why are you putting yourself down? For him, having these two characters allowed the studio to get really, really ambitious. And really change up how it's told stories in previous games. For instance, the first Alan Wake or 2019's Control, which was fantastic. We wanted to take everything that we have learned and push it as far as we could imagine for this. So they're saying that it is Alan Wake 2, but it could almost be its own standalone with this new protagonist. I'm excited. The trailer looks fantastic. They do up the ooey gooey scary a little bit, which thank you. Again, the first one was scary. The first one was an amazing story driven game. I loved it. I've been waiting this entire time for the second one. And they finally announced it because it's kind of been a rumor. And then they're like, well, they're just remaking the first one. They're not really making Alan Wake 2. We're not going to make it. We are going to make it. We were kind of on the fence. And when Smitty told me today, I might have peed a little. I was very excited.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I really don't understand about it is it's kind of funny when you were saying what you were saying was that they were saying the first one wasn't story related. It's like, man, if I remember correctly, wasn't Alan Wake the one that was like a book? Like you bought it had a fake book and stuff. It was huge.
Story driven, and it was fantastic, and the narration through from beginning to end is absolutely fantastic. He does look a little Keanu Reeves-ish, but if you look at him from the first one, he does look Keanu Reeves-ish, but his hair has grown out, so it makes sense because he's been stuck in this other dimension for at least a decade at this point.
So in the first movie, so in the first game, he gets stuck in this dimension. So he doesn't get out.
I'm not telling you. You have to play it.
I'm not going to play the first one. It's been too long.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who wants to play it. Maybe not. I'm
gonna take it as a yes. But if they did, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But like, I don't know. It just seems it's very interesting that they would go like. I mean, like, well, I'm thinking in my mind, like, so you're going to be seeing A and B side of the different worlds and try to join them together, and that and then that's it.
So because this is a game that is based off of Supernatural, and they're saying that she brings in a lot of the story that isn't finished on that realm of the Supernatural, like we didn't get answers to it, and she's going to finally answer those questions. So that's great. But the first one, you're being narrated by the brother, and it's two brothers, right? Oh my God, now I can't remember.
I'm not. Yeah.
You play, and basically he's trying to find out like what happened, and so you kind of go back and forth between like the here and now, and then what happened to Alan. And so it's very interesting, and there is a very big supernatural element to it, and we don't quite know why. And then there is the big bad, of course, and you're fighting like the minions along the way. But as you go, like you find these pieces of paper that basically tell you like what happened, and the killer is trying to pull you in. So that's where the FBI agents come in. So there's been what seems to be a murder, and they are there to investigate, and they find basically the killer is writing to them. But Alan Wake is on the other end, also narrating what's happening on his side. So you've got these. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. Thank you for making Alan Wake 2. I love you guys.
You better
I'm nerding out.
I knew you were gonna love that. I was like, I can't believe you went this long without knowing.
I haven't had internet for a week.
I know. I almost immediately hit you up, but I remember you guys were out of town. When I was watching it, I was like, you can literally like on the VOD, I was like, oh, Lex is gonna freak out when she sees this.
That is freaking awesome. That's a good surprise to come back to.
Yeah.
The one thing I kind of hope they make this accessible for people like myself when they go into that like fade in, fade out when they're being attacked by the people with the antlers. For some reason, it makes it very hard for my eyes to then focus when everything comes back into focus. I wonder if there's an accessibility way for me to like tone that down a bit, you know?
Right.
Other than that, that was like my only like quarrel with the first game. I could only sit and play it for like 2 or 3 hours at a time. And then we got close to finishing. I was like, I got 4 hours left in this game. Like, I'm gonna just sit down and do it. I had the worst headache like afterwards, but it was worth it. And I loved the game. I'm gonna have to replay the first one before the second one comes out for sure. Cause I don't know if I'm misremembering, and I don't wanna look, I've had 4 brain surgeries, guys. Like, I'm glad I know my name when I wake up. So I can't remember everything.
To be fair, though, I mean, the first, it's been like you said, it's been like 10 years. It's been a long time since the first one, and
I think I played it 4 years ago.
Yeah, I remember when you played it, and then you're like, you were totally captivated by it, and you're like, well, they need to make a second one, and you've been always wanting to see a second one, and but. It's surprising that they finally decided to do it, and I hope that, I mean, I'm probably not going to touch it. I'm probably going to watch your playthrough of it if you did, but but like it's very weird. I'm just glad that they did finally announce it. They finally are pushing more towards it, so that's
sure.
That's good.
For my horror people, like the first game that really got me into horror was Outlast. Then I played The Last of Us. Then I played this. Like, that was my like sequence of events that like got me obsessed with the horror genre. I loved Alan Wake. It gave me that storyline that I needed. Whereas Outlast, it obviously had a storyline, but it wasn't story driven. It was very, I'm going to scare you, and there's gore. And fun fact, you can't punch anybody. Sucks to be you, nerd. Whereas Alan Wake was very much, I can defend myself, and I do have a story, and it leaves me wanting more, you know? It has that je ne sais quoi, and I loved that about it.
I think what you've described, I think, is a game that Scorp Kitty would actually like. Because I've asked her, like, what type of games do you like? Because I try so hard to get her into video games, and she comes up with every excuse why she doesn't play them. But they're not like good excuses. They're the same thing as reading a book, or you know what I mean? You're just doing it differently. So I think this genre would suit her. And I think this could be that catalyst that then she discovers a genre that she does enjoy playing, both story level wise and getting used to playing a game.
I think so too. I think, knowing Scorp Kitty, I think she would love this. And Alan Wake 1 is out and available on Steam. So it's definitely why don't you grab the 2 girls and you sit her down and bring her a snack and a water and say, no, you play. And
I think the difference is,
it.
I think the difference is
I want to watch.
Yeah, you want to watch it? You want to watch?
I've never seen. Yeah, because I've never seen. I don't know the game.
You've seen me play.
I have seen you play, but I never I knew eventually I wanted to. I never thought I would play it, but the fact that you can defend yourself, like you're saying, number one, that's a step up from me as opposed to playing an Outlast. I'll never play Outlast because you don't got jack, dude.
You really don't.
It's just brutal.
Really you got a flashlight.
Now Trials, Outlast Trials, I would play because there's friends at least that you can run around scared with. But by myself, oh nay. But yeah, I think this is one that she would enjoy.
You know, it's like, I think the difference is between you and the Scorp Kitty is the fact that you're a man child and she's like, I'm a man child too. Like, we're just nerds, straight up nerding this stuff, out. And then I'm just saying, it's just like,
I'm a kid that pays bills. That's it.
She's like, she's like, this is
I want
childish.
to be the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Well,
like for me, I'd be like, okay.
Kat does love to read, and like her and I have discussed like our reading lists, and I was telling her about the Looking Glass Wars because I love everything Alice, and this gives me that. It has that, again, it leaves you wanting, and I think that's what will get her captivated, because there immediately you're hit with story, but you're hit with 100 questions, like, what? Well, how does this, wait a minute, and then you keep wanting to figure things out, and it's kind of like you're a little detective while you're playing, and so it just keeps you, again, it has the je ne sais quoi, it leaves you wanting, and I think you're right. I think this is the one for her. I think this will get her started into her video game.
You know what? What if you give her? I mean, try her playing the first one. I mean,
that's the plan.
For sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't start here.
Well, I mean, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, because like it's readily available, and I mean, I'm assuming it has to be dirt cheap now.
I figure I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure I have it.
It's
I
also
think I
on
might
PC.
already have it on PlayStation Plus. Yeah, but I think she would be more apt to play something on console than PC.
Because would she feel overloaded with a PC?
She's more familiar with a controller than a keyboard.
Yeah,
Okay,
not only that, but then like also she could play in the bedroom as opposed to having to be in the cave to play it.
Correct. Gotcha.
She's
movable
at that
also
point.
takes away from me.
Oh, there you go. There's the real thing right there. Okay, I got you.
I mean, Kat come over here and play.
I'll get my destiny on, baby.
I keep telling Kat she's got to come over and co-stream with me. So I mean, if she wants to play Alan Wake, I'll replay it with her. I'm down.
Yeah, I would actually.
I said I'm gonna be there. You take it easy.
No, I'm stealing your wife. Leave me alone.
You can do it.
There you go. See, you remember I told you that you're a man child?
Yeah. Remember that conversation we had about 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, you remember that time?
Thank you for the validation.
You're pretty much proving my point here.
Yeah, but that does look good though. I'm excited. I got so excited for you, Lex, because I knew that I was gonna blow your face off.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Well, yeah,
I'll probably watch the trailer 6 more times today.
Yeah, actually, like I said, I just can't wait to check just to see the playthrough. I just can't wait to see your playthrough on it because, like, I think that like it does look like a very captivating, very fun kind of story. Just not up my alley, but I think I would be good to watch it as a like
it's
just
good.
Watch it.
It made me cry for sure.
Yeah, well, that's good though.
Definitely made me cry.
And now since they're going with a weird system with a two-person system as the protagonist in this, it's kind of interesting on where they're going to go with like how they're going to go and how it's going to work. So
I'm very intrigued. Yes,
I am too.
Good deal. All right, so my topic is let's talk Twitch again here since we all love Twitch here. So it's actually kind of funny because like I am really trying with these changes in monetizations, and don't get me wrong, I know that advertisements is very invasive, but at the same time it's helping creators get something out of the deal. So it's kind of like I would say like a necessary evil to go. So people shouldn't. I mean, I personally don't think that people should really be upset about certain with it because because you have the options to turn it off with subscribing to whoever your provider the person is and stuff, or using a thing called Twitch Turbo, which which cancels all advertisements to any channel that you watch. It just and you just be able to go to any channel and so on without you going through an extra subscription service or whatever. So that's what I was doing. I was because like with services like HBO Max, Hulu, all these different ones, Paramount, that it's a necessary evil so they can generate extra revenue or money from these commercials. I say I don't like it. I'm paying to take it off. Here you go. That's the best. Like YouTube Premium is the best investment for me that I've had in the past like 3 or 4 years of me paying for it because I'm not a commercial guy. Well, Twitch was the same way, and Twitch Turbo did for $8.99. You don't have to pay for any. You don't have to watch any commercials, advertisements, and stuff for any of the pages and stuff like that. Perfect number. Until later this week, they Twitch officially announced that they're jacking the price up for Twitch Turbo from $8.99 to $11.99, just for it. Now, I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, well, what's the reason for it? Because I mean, Twitch Turbo is kind of like it's been around, but it really hasn't been advertised per se.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I heard about it from you.
Yeah, exactly. Like when someone says, "Oh, it's like, I wish there was an option that you could just cancel all the commercials." Like, yeah, there is. It's Twitch Turbo. It's like a word of mouth kind of thing. Yeah, because Twitch Turbo for a long time ago was there to counteract before they decided to say Prime subscriptions. If you have a Prime account, you don't have to worry about commercials. Then when they changed that, it was still there. Just no one remembered it, and then that was it. So. it's a small piece of the pie of what Twitch works. So, but for $11.99 now, from what they said that they're going to do is that they're going to be expanding their services in Twitch with Turbo itself. Like they're going to give you exclusive emotes or whatever, which okay, fine. And then there's also like special chat colors and stuff that you can get for the additional thing. And I'm like, for $3 more, all I'm doing
cares?
all I did this for was I didn't want to see commercials in the middle of watching streaming. And I don't have like a go-to streamer. And y'all know me, I like to bounce. I bounce a lot of different like Twitch pages, and I don't open up multiple windows of it. It's like if I go to one, I go to another one, then and then I leave the other one completely. And then if I want to come back, I come back. But so now I was talking to Pop, a friend of the show, and she was saying that what they're doing, but I couldn't verify this 100%. And if it's true, then I'll be on board. I'll be on board with it. But what she was saying was that this price increase that they're doing, this is going to allow for people who have Twitch Turbo, who goes on creators' chats that are affiliates or partners. That as long as they stay there for when the difference of the commercials do come on it, it's a piece of that revenue will still go to that individual creator. So I was thinking, if that's the case, then I would be on board. Then I would understand it. But I've been looking to see if that's 100% or if I could verify that, but I couldn't find a place yet. So I'm just gonna chime that in for now. But until I do, then like that. But in the meantime, it's making me harder and harder to be like, to be like, glad to be on Twitch on some of this stuff, because now it's starting to get. You're telling me that this service specifically for Twitch is now more expensive than Hulu or or Paramount or any of these other ones, just to get no commercials on the streaming service. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it itself. I'm not sure if I'm fully getting the full information yet, but it is kind of pushing me to wanting to just cancel it completely and then just limit my watching on Twitch now. Like you're really pushing. I feel like you're pushing me away from the platform as a viewer, in my opinion, with this price jack up, as opposed to, it's like, especially like I said, it's a handful. It's not even a lot of people that uses Twitch Turbo. It's not even popular, and yet you go to jack it up to that much. The thing I would have thought that you would have jacked up more was subscription costs, like $6, like add $1 on subscriptions, like for the minimal subscription and so on. But you chose something that was so small, something so minuscule to do it. It's very odd to me. It's kind of like you're punishing the small niche of people that do it. So I don't know.
I think I can understand why you feel that way 100%. I mean, it stinks. Like, even when you are subbed to somebody, when the commercials come up, they go into a smaller screen off to the side. And I've been noticing, and I don't know if anyone else has had this issue, sometimes I can hear them talking and sometimes I can't. And there have been multiple times where I'm like, oh, hey, your mic is muted, and people in the chat are like, no, they're not. I'm like, why am I having this issue? So I'm getting hit in weird ways, and I'm paying for a subscription to that person. Mm-hmm. And with Turbo, you're not just sub to people, you're paying for that service separately. And now they're hitting you with a price increase. I don't know. Chrissy Pickles said it good. Twitch is getting money hungry, and I agree. This isn't a service that they even they don't advertise, right? Yeah. They don't advertise. So I'm curious. Now, are they going to advertise this?
I don't know what the direction. Yeah, I don't know the direction.
The direction is they're just going to get rid of this. What's the point of even having Twitch Turbo when you have Amazon Prime? Don't they? And again, and maybe I'm mistaken, but don't they basically offer the exact same thing? No. This seems like a classic move. Like, so what then is the difference between Turbo and Prime?
The difference is this. Like, the difference is, like, how it works right now is that if you go to a Twitch page and you use a Prime sub, your Prime will allow you don't have to worry about commercials for that page specifically. Twitch Turbo doesn't allow Twitch Turbo encapsulate all of Twitch. Like, so that means that, so like you can go to any page on Twitch and you will never see a commercial. So that's the difference. It's so Prime is only for one page. Twitch is for all pages, or Turbo is for all pages.
Stupid.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Again, it just seems, because this all falls under the Amazon umbrella. So why have it split like that when you could just do, because what they could be doing is just trying to phase out Turbo, roll some of that shit into the Prime thing, and then either people are either going to pick up Prime or they're not going to pick up Prime. But it doesn't seem like it's affecting enough, and they'd rather have those eyeballs for the advertising numbers looked at, as opposed to this small niche that is sitting there and paying this money, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a weird move for them to do, especially with something that is not, a lot of people don't even know what the difference is or what even the benefits are. They don't promote it at all. So it does seem weird that they would do this. It just seems like it seems like they're just trying to force people out of it for a reason, but I don't know what that reason exactly is.
Well, and Dust says something really great in chat too. He said it kind of sounds like they're gearing up to change what Twitch Turbo provides as a service. I've seen companies do this before. They up their pricing right before announcing a huge change to the product itself.
That's true.
Or getting rid of it.
But changing the name of people's to the color of people's names does not sound like a
exactly $3 jack up. Yeah, it's just like, what, it doesn't even, like, unless they're ramping up, like, if they're gonna change the product and stuff because it's not popular, first off, it's not popular because they chose not to promote it, and they never advertise it. They never did, and yet for them to say that they're going to be doing that now, I can understand if they cared. They didn't seem like they cared ever about the service, and then now they're wanting to jack the price up to $3 to $11.99 for folks who do care, who do use it, because I am for one, to do that, and yet they I just don't see how much of a difference is this product going to be when they're like, oh, we're gonna they're realizing, oh, we're only getting this much from this service. I guess we're gonna jack the price up $3 so we can get the profit margins up a little bit better or something like that. I don't even know, man. It's just so ridiculous to me. Like, it's just it's
Trinita really says all 8 users using Turbo are losing their mind. Well, and think about it too. Like, okay, so if let's say Davis raids me.
How's that personal attack? Yeah, I'm sorry. It feels like a personal attack. It really does.
No, I you know what? If I had the extra $8 every month, I would also do it. I don't like commercials. I have commercials turned off on my Twitch page. I don't make any money off of them. And here's what's funny. When people raid me, the first thing they comment, commercial, hold on.
Yeah.
Why are you getting a commercial? I have them turned off. I don't want advertising.
Yeah.
And apparently I don't. So you're not paying me for the commercials that you're running on my page, even though I have it turned off. And then people are rating me, and some of them are subbed to me already, and they're getting commercials. Make sense.
Well, that is different. Like, if you're subbed and you're getting commercials, that's a whole totally different issue. But I'm just saying that, like, annoying. I still like I said, I personally am for the commercials if we're going to support the creators and stuff. Itself, because being there for 3 or 4 hours and stuff and getting some piece of the pie, fine, that's perfectly fine. But the way I look at this is that, like, if you're paying for the 8, like, the small group, like what Trinetta was saying, like the 8 users, and I'm definitely one of those 8 that do it. it just makes just the way how all this is being implemented, and because this came out of nowhere, like completely.
Right.
And yet you're and there's so small of a community of those of Twitch Turbo. Then they'd say we're going to jack your price up by $3. Is like it feels personal. I'm sorry. That's just how it normally is, you know? It's just like, oh, okay. It's like, how can you deal with it?
And at the end of the day, like they're making so much money off this advertising, and it's not like you're hit with one commercial. You're hit with like up to 8.
Yeah, you get up to 5. It's 5 minutes.
Yeah, that
ridiculous. It's 5 minutes worth of commercials, sometimes longer, and it's so silly. And you know, I had mods. They're like, well, just run a commercial when you go to use the restroom. I don't usually use the restroom while I'm streaming. I'll stream for 8 hours, and I don't get up off of this chair. So
healthy.
I know some. I am a robot. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, but it's so annoying. It's so frustrating. Like you're running ads on my Twitch stream as it is, and I'm not getting any money for it. And then you're forcing people. It makes me so mad. And then they on top of that, they've also changed how they pay partners recently. They're not getting that bigger chunk of the pie. They're getting a smaller chunk. So
they changed that. Like, I mean, like it's just getting smaller and smaller.
That was a year ago, and it's just they're just taking more and more money. It's like, well, when does this stop? Right? When does this stop? Because you clearly don't care about your creators. Numbers have been down since COVID. When COVID hit, numbers skyrocketed for like a split second. Then everyone thought they could be a streamer and then realized, oh, I can't. And then numbers never came back. So you're not advertising to bring people to our platform in the first place. You're not advertising this new Turbo, which isn't new, and it just makes me
yeah. I mean, Twitch is just dropping the ball on this, and I know they're having a new I was gonna say CIA. They have a new CEO of it, like that's coming in to hopefully. I really hope they change the stuff around, because like, I mean, they really just need a new boost of like the logic itself. So who knows, man? But as of now, like I'm gonna cancel my subscription. I'm not giving $11.99 for this, just for commercials for Twitch creators. And then but because it's starting to get ridiculous. It's like you're really making me leave this platform, watching this platform, and making me find something else, just legitimately because of how aggressive you're what you're doing just to get the almighty dollar. And then that's just and that's unfortunate. There's a lot of good a lot of good creators, you know, but still.
I feel like we see that a lot nowadays too, especially with these people. All the suits are coming in. It's becoming less about community and more about that profit, shareholders, things of that nature. And it's very, very, clear that is something that is very prominent and big in terms of that. But within that, it is becoming, with it being less about the community, people are taking their communities to other platforms. Other platforms are offering bigger things. I think in the long run, they are also going to, like, some of them don't, like, I mean, Kick, for example, I don't know how you pay 95% and turn a profit. Like, I just don't know. I don't know how you.
I've been wondering that.
I'd love to see what that business model looks like, because that does not sound feasible in the slightest. So, I'm sure there'll be changes there, but like, I mean, if you think about it, and again, I'm not trying to be like, corporate or whatever, but like, I mean, technically it's a business. They don't have to do that stuff. Like a business, there should be reasons why people want to use this and whatnot. So like, I also kind of feel a little bit like our expectations are higher, I guess, than what we would hold another type of business in that sense, in terms of them just doing stuff. Again, they can do whatever they want to, and they do many times. But like, it's just such a weird area. And I feel like we see that a lot in this gaming space, where we're seeing more of this business come into it, and decisions are being made more on a business minded side as opposed to a community minded side. And that's where there's this real struggle that we're seeing within, the gaming communities. and Andy's developers, companies, whatever, that also work within this space.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you're right on several parts of that. And I think the reason we think of it differently is because they've been preaching to us from day one that it is a community.
Right.
That's fine. Now, if you want to run your business, that's also fine. But don't sit here and preach to us that you're here for us and that we're going to offer you support if you make partner and this, that, and the other, and then continue to screw us over. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't. How much is TwitchCon? How much money are they making off of us already? And then at the end of the day, they still want to suck more out of the viewers. And it's like, wait a minute, you're not just pushing us away as creators, you're pushing our communities away at some point, especially if they're a part of the turbo. But they've been making little changes here and there that just aren't conducive to a community environment. If you want to preach community, great, show us, because I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
Well, they recently made some UI changes that I felt were good as well. I can't think specifically what it is, but I know that there was a positive UI change that was made. So like I feel like, you know, finding that balance, and this is where it's huge. And this is kind of like that Xbox thing where, or not Xbox, the Redfall thing where they're talking about being transparent. It's like you can't be transparent after the fact. You're supposed to be transparent beforehand. And I think that's what's really missing. There should be some sort of like community liaison, community team that we have a voice that, you know, same thing as any other government. They have a voice. They have a seat at the table where we know for a fact that, that at least this stuff is being brought up, and then they can report back to the community, hey, what's going on? That'd be a tough ass job, because the community, there's a lot of trash people out there. There's just a lot of trash people that, you know, they bring their dumb views, and I'm very much one that believes that everyone should not have a platform to say things, because there's a lot of dumb people.
Wasting everyone's time when you open your mouth sometimes. Not you, but just some people's mouth. But yeah. But anyways, we got to cut this short. Sorry to cut you off. But but it's good topic on that. So, but folks, thank you for listening to episode number 176 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back another week. Well, next week. Huh? It's a weird way of saying it. Another week. That's stupid.
One of these days.
We'll be back. We'll be back when we feel it. When we're like, okay, let's do it. Yeah, we'll be back again next week. But if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly all right. We will release it tomorrow on all podcast services, on Apple, Google Podcasts, Amazon, what have you. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Oh yeah.
Guys, thank you. And also be sure to stop by, check out the awesome content on our website, confreaksgeeks.com, for some amazing reviews and content that we always do each and every day of the week. So in the meantime, though, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.